Hey, what's up, you guys? We just finished opening a Judgment of the Light box, and now we're getting another deck profile. And this deck is a deck that you probably haven't seen. Well, you know, not this format. And what deck is that?
This is a new version of Sea Lancer. This is a mixture between Fish and Sea Lancer. It's interesting. Don't scrub me off just yet. It's actually pretty good. It's pretty consistent. You play 3 Lancer. For those of you that don't know what Lancer does, is for every Fish, Sea Serpent, or Aqua type monster that is removed from play, you can equip it to this, and every time it would be destroyed, destroy one of those instead. So this deck mad removes, so you're always going to have a strong Lancer. Plus he opens up combos with Dupe Frog and Poison Draw. He's just a really super plus card. You run 3 Tidal. Tidal should be really self-explanatory. It helps you dump random stuff that aren't frogs. Even though Swap Frog is an amazing card, this helps you. The real reason you play this is, even if you don't have Ronin Toad in Graveyard, you can still just ditch 2 frogs you're planning on using with Lancer, remove them for him, and you can sack this off for Lancer.
Always free pluses.
Always free pluses. It's a good card. It helps. It's a win more card. I love that. I love that saying. 2 Coelecanths. This is your big fish. Helps get your little fish by discarding a card, and if he's targeted, you can sack a fish instead to negate and destroy it. It's just a good card in general. You play 2 Lads. Lad is a really good card, especially with the new format coming up. Since this is going to be a predominant Fire Fist format, Lad is going to be absolutely amazing. Plus he helps you get your combos off, even if you just get like completely sacked. Agores, so you don't lose first turn, because he protects from Exodia FTK. I don't know how, but it just helps to think that way. For frogs, you play 3 swap. Obviously, it's pretty standard. 3 dupes. I always love playing Dupe Frog. I don't like the builds where you don't, because he's such a great wall, and even if they do get over him, you can you always just get to search out a really good card like Swap Frog or Poison Draw. I should probably tell you right now, this deck does not play Treeborn Frog, and you will see why later. You play 2 Poison Draws because they get clumpy, and I love the fact that these combos so well with a spell that comes up later. You play 2 Ronin Toad, and obviously because you play frogs. That should be really self-explanatory. You play 1 Fishwork Archer. 1 because he's a fish. He's a great card. I love him, and he can be a free stack for a card coming up. 2 Oystermeister gets you a token whenever he leaves the field other than battle. And 3 Golden Flying Fish. This deck can go into Shockmaster so easy. That is not even funny. You can Gungear, you can, I don't know, you can Zen Mage, you can Leviair, everything. It's amazing. For spells, this is the best part of the deck because I get to use these old school amazing spells. This is the best card in the entire deck. Big Wave, Small Wave. What this does is you destroy, keep that in mind, you destroy water monsters on your field, and then you can special summon water monsters from your hand equal to or less than the number you destroy. So some good combos you can do with this is with both Poison Draw and Dupe Frog. Because of the chain link that you get put in with Dupe Frog, because it's an optional effect, you can put him as chain link 2 in the effect, so you can search out your monster when right before you special summon. It's a good card. It's the same thing with Poison Draw. This is a great card because you can go from a Poison Draw to a Coelecanth, or a Poison Draw to a Lancer. And even if they... the worst thing that can happen when you're playing Lancer is him getting Veilered, right? So if you have him and Swap on the field, which is normally what you're supposed to have, you activate Swap's effect to bounce him back to hand. Big Wave, Small Wave, sack off, and you just got your Lancer back. They just wasted a Veiler, and you're all good. Big Wave, Small Wave is just a really good old school card. It helps a lot. It speeds up the deck immensely. I love playing it. It's really good. You play 3 Econs. Even though you don't run Treeborn, you still have mad fodder for it because of Ronin Toad and even Tidal. And the fact that you run Tidal, you can snatch E-Dragons to make Draco sack or Big Eye. It's just a good card. That should be really self-explanatory. You don't play Dark Hole or Heavy. Not for any particular reason, you just don't really need them. Because everything in your deck can counter anything that they can play from their back row. Warnings, chains, whatever else, bottomless, whatever. You play a pot, obviously this should be. This just lets you it makes sure that you can make a second Coelacanth play if you don't win after making the first. Kind of obvious. This is what I love about the deck, a trap lineup. The fact that you can play traps with this. You play 3. Call the Haunted. Call the Haunted. When you play Tidal, you can discard any random generic water monster with Tidal. You can dump a Coelacanth engrave, and you can flip Call. And you have just made your Coelacanth play. That simple. It's just a really good card. It's chainable. You can use it with Poison Draw, Dupe Frog, Swap Frog. If they try to MST, you just chain it. It's fine. It's just a great card. The last card is a Return. You may not think this is very helpful, but when you're using Tidal's effect to banish, you can banish anything. So you can banish Coelacanths, you can banish Lancers, and when Lancer would be destroyed, you just pop one for back row. It's just a great card. It helps a lot. The half the life points really isn't that big a deal.
So is there an extra deck, whatever? Vague something? No.
Yeah, sure.
Pulls out Binder, uses that instead.
Okay, let's see. You play 3 Ophions. You play some Fire Fist stuff. Yeah, you can probably go Gaius. Yeah, you can Gaius. You can Gaius.
That's the extra deck,
Yep.
guys. Hope you enjoyed.
It's a really good deck. It's fast.
So how do you think this sort of stacks up? I mean, like, I get this format's coming to a close, so
Yeah.
I gotta move back here. I got a 50mm, guys, so it's kind of like, and it's on crop sensitive, for those of you who actually give a shit about that. So I mean, like, how do you think this will stack up next format? Since I mean, this format's kind of.
Keep in mind, this is not the finished version of the deck. This is just a rough sketch of what it is. It has a really solid draw system. It helps a lot. I'm on the ropes about certain cards, but I'm figuring it out. I think it's going to do well. I don't know if it's going to be like a competitive deck. Right now it's just fun. But you know me, and you know most of the people at the Lair. We try to make fun, competitive too. With stuff like Crystal Beast, Mecha Fan Beast, all that stuff. We enjoy that, but we're also serious players. We'll try to make it work.
All right. Well, remember, you guys, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. And, consider subscribing if you want to see more stuff like this. And be sure to check out our triple Judgment of the Light box opening. We get some great pulls. Hint, there's fried chicken involved. So, yeah, be sure to check that video out. There'll be a link as an annotation, probably in the description, maybe one or the other. I don't know. And that was the video. Thanks, you guys.